Nice. How do you guys? It's
Good.
the compose, yeah. It's the original podcast wankers, us two today. So how's it going?
I'm good, bro. Not too bad.
Good, good. Because it's more on the fly because we thought Moore was going to join us. So I thought we'd just talk about the biggest name in wrestling. Well, to me, the biggest name in wrestling. You'll probably say Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. I can see your eyes about to blow.
I was going to say Vince McMahon, but yeah, we go with Punk.
Well, we could talk about Vince if you, yeah. But yeah, CM Punk possibly returning Chicago show. Surprise, surprise.
Or maybe a Wembley show.
Well, that's what I think they're going to
That'll
bring
be
him back.
cool.
Think about that. But
A
you
little
need
bit
to.
of CM FTR first
Oh,
year.
oh, can you imagine that? So, or just Kenny Omega versus CM Punk. I know it's not going to happen because this whole idea of having a Saturday show just separate to the other shows makes me a bit nervous. But if I have Punk back, I'm the biased guy here. I know, like I did a little poll on my Instagram, and it came back 50-50 again. You either love him or you hate him. There's no in between with Punk.
Like Marmite.
Yeah, CM Marmite. Yeah, maybe that's what
Marmite.
the M stands for. So, what part of the camp do you rely on?
I've always loved Punk.
Good man. It's one of the things we both agree on, isn't it?
He's literally up there on my wall.
Oh, there you go, my boy. Yeah. So it's each week there's like a new news stories, and there's like, is he coming back? Is he not coming back? And then to be a photo with people, and then Instagram stories. Like, I love him to bits, but his Instagram stories, he's got to understand the day and age now. If people can screenshot, because if you put a story up and then delete it, it's there. Yeah. It's like last week, was it superimposed his face on a Rocky picture, and I thought that's after the whole Rocky 3 situation with John Moxley, I thought that's funny. And then a picture of a bingo hall, I thought, okay, here we go. So the possibility of him back is interesting.
Yeah.
That's if it happens, or as I said, if they've got this third show, was it Collision? AEW Collision, I think it's called. So that's where everyone that likes Punk will go to that show. So then I'm guessing.
I hope they don't keep them apart on different shows. Eventually, they're going to come together at some point.
But then they did that back. Was it the SmackDown was the Rock show, wasn't it, back in the day? Like, granted, I know he popped up in the Raw and stuff, but in theory, that was the Rock show, wasn't it? Like, maybe maybe they're starting off with that. See if bridges can be, mended, because it's money. There is money. Punk versus Omega, even as you said, FTR, CM Punk, the Elite. That was that, because with Wembley, people have been saying, "Can you sell out the whole of Wembley?" Like I not being into football and stuff, I didn't know how big it was. So when I googled the seating, I thought, "Shit!" Like
it's going to be about 80,000.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I know the original All In was, they did it and it was, revolutionary. So I get it. Maybe they want to try it again. And I was a bit thinking to myself, what would you have as the main event? What would you have as the, because for us people that live here, yeah, it's a big show. Like, we haven't had anything like that big. But if you want other people to come from different countries, what would be the pull-in? So the idea of CM Punk, love him or hate him, could that sell out Wembley?
I reckon if you do CM FTR versus the Elite, say for the trios title, as your headline, you're going to sell it.
Well, that's what I mean. A work into a shoot, or shoot into a work, or working into a shoot. The old, because people still think that was all planned, which to there, if it was, they're all good actors, and it's gone on long enough.
There's always money to be made out of beef.
Yeah. But people still think Bret Hart was a work, and him and Vince all along planned it, like the screw job. Like, there's conspiracy theories, I guess, but when it's that raw, like, I love CM Punk, but is he that much of a good actor where he can actually show that emotion, like in the media scrum? That alone.
I don't know, I've seen his films are a bit dodgy.
Yeah, but then maybe that's why he's done it. Maybe he's done all this. Maybe he's now trying to say, "Hey, I don't know," but I feel in my gut. This is like the last time I felt it was like when it was granted the other 14,000 times off for his returning. But there's more, you know what I mean? Like that was
more weight behind this one.
Yeah, well, yeah, because 2021 we didn't think it was going to happen. So when it happened, so now the idea that we know we can come back, I think it's a bit more like we need answers. Even if I get a flat out no, then I can move on. But the idea that, so
Yeah, I was just agreeing with you.
oh, say I'm not used to that. So yeah, but until we know, I know Tony Khan loves him. There's other people that love him, like Danhausen. Like CM Punk buying down as like a comic book. Was it Amazing Fantasy 15? That's when you know you've got a good friend.
I think the locker room's kind of split between whether you like the Elite or not, and if you don't like the Elite, you're kind of on Punk's side.
Yeah, so we definitely know like Brody King, Darren Hansen, FTR, people like that will definitely be on if this is a third show. So I don't know if Rampage would be the show they meet, because Dynamite would be probably all Elites, because that's the original one. And then Rampage is just what it is. So maybe that's how they could have, I don't know, bridges could be built.
Maybe.
But then again, crazy things happen. Look at Vince McMahon coming back with a moustache, blacked out hair. I thought, like when someone like dies and they come back as their like evil twin brother or something. If Vince faked his death and he came back as like a long lost brother, I would probably believe that more than Vince disappearing, retirement, coming back, growing like not even Tash. What is that? Like an old slug.
Yeah.
Black gel back hair. Like you were grey the last. Like I knew he was always crazy, but the idea that he's come back, thinks WWE can't live without him, and ruined how many months.
You can kind of tell that Triple H is kind of taken back over control again.
Yeah.
With a few of the storylines.
Well, yeah, just after like WrestleMania, the build to WrestleMania, I was hyped. Like I always try and watch WrestleMania, but like the last couple of years have been a bit dud. Where this year, even with the Cody finish, I was still like, should have been Cody, but it made sense. It was a beautiful show. And then the Raw after was kind of like, this makes no sense. It was like paint by numbers, wasn't it? It was just like, well, after this person versus
the Raw after WrestleMania ever. It was terrible.
But it's meant to be like, you think this year alone, and then when hearing that Vince is back selling to UFC or whatever it's called, you know what I mean? So, and now he's back creative.
Hopefully he takes his billions of pounds and he just disappears into the background and never to be seen again.
Well, they're already saying that they made all this money, but they're going to do cuts again. So, they're just going to get rid of all the new hires that Triple H has just got back. I just don't get him, because at the same time, like, yeah, granted, he didn't see WCW as competition. AEW probably doesn't see as competition. But if you're going to let these people go out and they're just going to go back to the Indies, or now you've got AEW, you've got Impact, Ring of Honor, does he not understand that he could actually have some competition, proper competition, if like long-term fans like us just give up? Like, I'm not excited for the other like main pay-per-views this year. Some SummerSlam and stuff like that. You'd think after this build, and actually see Roman get dethroned on his 1,000 day.
But yeah, they've got to get to the 1,000 days of Roman before they take the belts off him and he can have a little bit of time off, because that's what he wants.
Yeah, but now I'm worried if Vince has got the creative, who's he going to have dethrone him? How's he going to? I'm not as confident in WWE as originally I was, which is a shame, because this year was like I was watching more WWE content that I've probably watched since 2019, 2020.
Many years.
Yeah, because you think in 2020, it was the dark year, wasn't it? So they was the only thing that just didn't stop. So of course I watched that, like NXT, old NXT. That was, the golden era. So it just worries me now Vince is back, and then, you know what I mean? Scary times. So anything else jumping out here? Any other wrestling or geeky content this week? Because I know my big one, because I'm still fanboying after it, but I'll save that for another video when I see my brother. But Picard, love letter to all the Star Trek, mate. I'm still buzzing. Like I sat there. I got about 6 o'clock because I was scared of spoilers. I survived the whole day yesterday with limited internet. Hardly went on stuff because I was scared like something on Instagram or YouTube was going to pop up. And then I got up at 6 today. got before Sarah getting ready for work, sat there, watched it. Man, I was a mess. I was that close to crying. There was one bit where I was just like, "This is beautiful." So we'll just see if it's picked up in Star Trek Legacy. Hashtag. So yeah, hashtag, yeah, get it going around. We can actually get a new show, a viable show. So anyway, what were you gonna say before? Because you looked like he was, and then he was like, that's not what he was gonna say.
I don't know. It's gone now.
It's just gone.
It disappeared.
Yeah. But then it's been a weird week as well, because Mando was like hit and miss as well. It's like that finale. Yeah, you haven't watched? No. I would say like this season's probably been the weaker one, and it ended on like a weird where that was like a finale where they could pick it up, but just when a show just ends and you're like, is this the actual last season? And you're like, no, there's a couple more coming, so it's kind of like, I don't know, retiring certain characters to bring them back maybe for one last movie, maybe, or trilogy or stuff. You never know.
I've not watched. I think I watched 2 episodes of The Mandalorian when it first came out.
Just never grabbed you.
No.
It's a shame when
you're in Star Wars anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Say again.
I always fall asleep when we watch a Star Wars film.
Yeah, I know, but then that was only certain Star Wars. That was like the Skywalker.
All of them. It was the Empire and the Return and the Clone.
That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking maybe it's just the Skywalker. Maybe you're just naturally bored of them.
I like the Skywalkers. It wasn't too bad.
Rise of Skywalker. That was the only one you didn't fall asleep. God help you.
It was the last one that I didn't fall asleep.
Jesus Christ, that was the one I wanted to kill myself. It wasn't Last Jedi bad, but it was still bad.
No, it wasn't too bad.
Palpatine
Return and all that. Spoilers.
Yes, somehow. I know Mando's trying to like figure it out for everyone else, but you shouldn't have to watch a spin-off show to understand why someone's come back in a film. It makes no sense. Even if they just dropped like one sentence instead of he came back somehow. Yeah. But yeah, anything else?
We're talking to Star Wars. There's some rumours of some Star Wars
films. The multiple different films. The Rey one sounds interesting. 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker. But I'm not sure how I feel about coming back so soon.
Are they going to have Rey in it again?
Well, there's one of them's going to have Rey. She's basically Luke Skywalker. She's building a new Jedi temple and all this stuff, which I wish they learned after the last time. Like, anytime you build a Jedi temple, someone overthrows the temple. Can't we just find a balance in the middle? Not make a Jedi like all purpose. Anyone with a lightsaber can join. You start putting titles on it. This is when wars start happening.
Yeah.
And then and then you've got one of the other films is set like 1,000 years before, so that should be interesting. I think that's in the High Republic.
An Andor film or a TV show?
Oh yeah, season 2. So season 1 was this year.
I don't remember. I thought
that was really good, but season 2 that's going to link into Rogue One. So I think
Rogue One's the best film.
Still, like out of the new Star Wars, still won't be as good as it. Empire. No, Empire. I will not have hearsay against Empire. That's definitive Star Wars. That is.
You're talking to the wrong person here, aren't you?
Yeah. Just trying to think of some other stuff like because
we've got Harry Potter reboot.
Oh God, yeah. Means nothing to me. But if they can make it, I don't know, like the first, my idea about wizards and stuff. I don't mind wizards in Lord of the Rings. I just don't know what it is with Harry Potter. It's just, I just don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm more space and sci-fi where, I don't know, the idea just, the wizarding world is below the surface and was it talking owls and stuff? Like, I don't mind talking owls.
I was just thinking mail.
Okay. Oh, they just give mail. Sorry. So yeah, that should be intriguing. That if it's, I don't know, because I don't know if I was the wrong age for it.
You were a little bit too old when it for the first.
Yeah.
Film. Well, I
Maybe
was prime age. Same age as Harry when he went to school and all that.
So there, yeah. So where I was a bit older, I was a bit like, don't get it.
What's this shit?
Yeah, I was there with my Star Wars, my Star Trek, my Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I was happy. Stargate SG-1. You know, the cool stuff.
I just do the same recast and do the same stories. I hopefully just do different stories. There's no point.
Well, as we talked about reboots a couple of podcasts ago, you have your peak Battlestar Galactica stuff like that, and then you have your shit reboots. So hopefully for yourself, it's in between where they can get the right balance of what you like from the source material, and then they can add some new stuff. Like they need to add a new spin, don't they? Because if you're just doing it word for word,
why can't they just rebuild films from like the 60s, 70s, and 80s? You know what I mean? It's been like
let's not touch the 80s, but then they already do stuff like that, like Total Recall and stuff. Some stuff. I think what they should do is instead of remake films that are good, like Total Recall, why would you ever remake that? Remake the really bad films from like the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the stuff like B-list, like not even B-list, so not stuff that you find in a bargain bin, and then dust that off, give it a budget. Like I love the original Battlestar Galactica, but the new Battlestar Galactica took everything that was good, stripped away all the Star Wars nonsense. So why can't they do that with, anything, just something random? That's what Hollywood needs to do. If they want to go for this, because there's no original ideas at the moment, it's going to get worse. So yeah, why not? As you said, go in the vaults, but don't touch any good 80s stuff. Like I don't need a new Star Wars, new Back to the Future, stuff like that. Gremlins, no, stuff like that.
They live in some John Carpenter shit films.
It's not. The Thing should not be touched. I remember when they said they were rebooting Escape from New York. That scared me. But I'm glad that never came to pass. Like I love saying that They Live, still a classic, but again, if you want to go by that idea, not many people have watched it. With a new budget, you could make it.
You cut the first 40 minutes out because it's boring.
No, you need that setup.
No, you don't. It took forever to get good.
Come on, it's Roddy Piper showing that he's walking his back. He's a no one. He's a drifter. Drifter that becomes a hero. There you go. You can recast that. We can get, I don't know, let's think of a wrestler off the top of our heads that could fit the mold. You can't get, not Cody Rhodes. There you go. Cody Rhodes, grow his hair out a bit. He could be like the drifter guy.
Why could it be Chris Evans? Christopher Hemsworth.
Well, if you're going to do like They Live, you should keep the legacy of a wrestler being the lead.
What about a bit of Nick Cage?
No, because I love Nick Cage. Nick Cage could be the crazy priest guy in it. What the one giving the glasses out. You know what I mean? Also, I like Chris Evans, but now because he's such Captain America, anytime I see him anything, I'm like, it's Captain America. Where like if you've got, I'm not saying an unknown, but someone that there you go. Whoever's listening, got some money, produce, direct. There you go. And then I linked it back into the wrestling with Cody Rhodes. See, I'm a genius.
You're a genius.
Yeah, I've got my genius fuel. See, it's not just alcohol today; it's coffee. So it's like win-win. I get the buzz of the coffee and the buzz of the alcohol. See, that'd be a good advertisement, wouldn't it? Be like sponsors. They make a killing. How many beers I drink in a podcast? So anything? Anything else?
By someone.
Yeah, not that kind of sponsor. No, not an AA sponsor. An alcohol sponsor. Yeah. But saying that, besides that, it's just been pretty much a dry week, hasn't it, for the news? Nothing really is.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I know, but I think they said about.
Apart from my son starting school this week.
He's a big boy now. That's scary when you say it like that.
Yeah, he's at pre-nursery, wherever that is.
Pre-nursery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He only does 2.5 hours a day.
See, we never did that back in our day, did we? Because we had nursery, and then you had before nursery. Well, we didn't even have before nursery, did we? You just got thrown in nursery.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's better for them because they get more social skills that way, don't they? Where probably us as a kid.
He's in a class with like 10 other kids, and he loves it.
Yeah. At least it gives you some time to rest as well.
Yeah,
as much as you can.
Yeah.
I
can't think of anything else. Can you?
No, I think we should just leave it like there. Because, underprepared today because we thought more people would join us because we had multiple ideas and the multiple ideas are connected with different people. So then, like, you message me and we're like, I'll get the rest of the guys. But I guess this is show business. These things happen at the last minute. But at least we've, fought on our toes and stuff and feet. And
we shouldn't work with animals and our friends.
Yeah.
I'm calling you all out.
Yeah. That's it. We'll see if they actually listen to this. Because halfway through we're going to get like next week a message like, "Oi, what you say that about me?" But on that note, have a good rest of the weekend then, and I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Peace out. Live long and prosper. Watch Star Trek Picard season 3. Beautiful. No, it's not to you. I'm talking about the general.
Okay.
Audience. I know I can't convince you, but there's other people out there.
That's if they listen.
Yeah, we've got at least 10 to 12 viewers, and then take our friends off. We've got at least 4 viewers.
4 different people.
Maybe 5. But we're getting there. Baby steps. We've got 100 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you to everyone that's subscribing. That's good. It's 99 more than I thought was going to follow us. Well, yeah, I'll see you next week, mate. Much love.
Bye.
Peace. Bye.